inspire audience by appealing to noble motives and challenging audience to achieve a higher level of beliefs, appealing to the audience's needs and emotions using stories, anecdotes, and quotes to end the drama. Have you ever done something you thought you couldn't possibly not do? Well, our speaker today is going to talk about her successful venture. Mary Gibbs, our speaker, who also was the president of our club a couple years ago, she currently has joined two clubs, our club, and she also belongs to another club, which is Speakeasies. But she says our club is the best, right, Mary? And she said the same thing at that club last week. She has accomplished her Advanced Communication Bronze, Advanced Leader Bronze, Advanced Leader Executive, and is now a club coach for the Speakeasies Toastmaster. She's also going to be serving as a chair of the district conference this year in Lansing. For the benefit of our member or the guest, our district is majority of Michigan. So all the clubs except from the Detroit area are part of our district. How many clubs are there in district?
66.
66 clubs. And when people win all these contests from humorous speech and the table topics from a club to area to division, they all will come together on November 11th and 12th. And they will be competing there. So it will be a good moment to go. But Mary she has taken over to become a co-chair of our district hall conference. And she will be rubbing shoulders with the world champion of public speaking at Tate. He was a world champion in 2000 and he will be a keynote speaker at this conference. So Mary, she's going to think about things you possibly thought you could not do it, and then you try and you can do it. She's going to talk about her experiences on top of Stone Mountain. Top of Stone Mountain, Mary Gibbs.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. My fellow Toastmasters and guests, David, Laura, Lenny, and Swans. It's my pleasure today to speak with you about On Top of Stone Mountain. First of all, I'm going to tell you how I got the opportunity to climb to the top of Stone Mountain. And then I'll talk to you about the scenery, what it looks like up there, and reflections, and inspire you to take the plunge and do that thing that you always wanted to do but thought you couldn't do it for whatever your personal reasons might be. During a conference in Stone Mountain, Georgia, at the Marriott Evergreen Resort, a group of women were gathered in their Sunday duds, Sunday duds. Who's gonna climb to the top of Stone Mountain in their Sunday duds, right? I met a group of young people there, and I overheard them talking about climbing to the top of the mountain on a Saturday morning. If you want to go, either at 6 a.m. So I asked them if it was open to everybody, and they said, of course, it's open to anyone who wants to go. Just meet us in the lobby on Saturday morning at 6 a.m. So I'm like, okay, Lord, if you want me to go on this trip, please wake me up in time. So I didn't set my alarm. On Saturday morning, I woke up just a little bit late, still anticipating whether or not I'm gonna take this trip. So I called downstairs to the desk and asked if there was a group of people waiting down there in the lobby. And yes, there was. So I asked to speak with one of them, and the young lady I spoke with is the same one I asked about the trip. She said, yes, we're still down here, just come on down. I went down to the lobby after getting dressed. No one was there. I was like, oh no, I missed them, Outside, they were working out in the parking lot. So the concierge actually walked me over to where they were. And there they are, a group of them just working out, doing lunges. And this was great because I just finished 6 weeks of personal training. So I was in pretty good shape at that time. So we finished the workout and loaded into a caravan of cars and headed to the foot of Stone Mountain. The instruction was to not look up, because if you look up, you might get discouraged or distracted from the steep of the mountain. So I didn't look up until I got about 3/4 of the way to the top of the mountain. About 3/4 of the way to the top of the mountain, there's a little clearing. We stopped for a photo shoot. And also, everyone had notepads where you can write down what you want to give up once you get to the top of the mountain. So we stopped and did that. Kept climbing to the top of the mountain. When I got up there, the first thing I thought about was my daughters. From when they were doing track in school, their coach instruction was, you haven't done anything until you've done your personal best. And the way that you know you've done your personal best is you feel like you want to hurl. So when I got to the top of the mountain, that's what I did. I mean, not actually, but I fell out, and then I got on all fours and through the motions, but it didn't happen. So one of the coaches there said, get up, walk around, just walk around, shake it out, because you don't want your heart rate to plunge real fast. So I did. In the process, I had the opportunity to look around and enjoy God's glory. It's so beautiful. If you could just close your eyes and imagine a serene place with a beautiful sky and lots of greenery all around, and just listen to nature. Just listen to the wind blowing the leaves on the trees, the birds chirping. It was absolutely beautiful. While doing that, I was reflecting on what I've written down, like giving up some things, some personal things, throwing them over your shoulder, some things you don't want to share. But I looked around and everybody was writing down whatever they wanted to give up or what they inspired to do. But another thing I noticed while up there was this palette of colors. All kinds of people, it's like rainbow people up there doing different things. Like some people were doing like judo or different types of exercises. Some were meditating. I met a mother and her son up there just walking around. And those two other ones, I got to take pictures of me on top of the mountain. So it's like a journey of 1,000 miles start with one step. So on top of the mountain is probably about 5 miles around. So I walked around the top of the mountain. And if you look down, you can see University of Georgia, just the Georgia Dome, also just the tip of it because of all the green trees. And also I could see the resort where we were staying. As a matter of fact, there's a trolley that goes from the bottom of the resort all the way to the top of the mountain. It just happened to not be working at that particular time. But I wanted to climb that mountain anyway instead of using that trolley to get up to the top of the mountain. Also up there is not dirt, it's rock, it's like granite, and it's nice and smooth, but there are a lot of crevices where you can plant your feet up there. And while up there, I have this picture like this. And then there's one like this, I made it, and that's the victory. And I thank God for giving me that opportunity to climb that mountain. And what I'd like to say to you is, whatever that thing is that you've been wanting to do, and for whatever reason you haven't taken the plunge to do that, to start making preparation. Now, if you're going to climb to the top of Stone Mountain, you need to be in some sort of good shape, because when you get 3/4, it's straight up. As a matter of fact, it's so straight up, there's a rail there. for you to hold on to help you get to the top of that mountain. My next venture is Hawaii. So that's my inspiration. I did that. So what I have to do for the Hawaii trip is to start saving. Start saving and making my plans so I can make that come to pass. And also, I'm looking for companionship, significant other to make that trip with me. And I think I just might have one, at least that's what they told me. They're working on it. So see what climbing to the top of the mountain got for me? So I encourage you to look deep inside of you and take that plunge, whatever that plunge may be. Thank you.